Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please. On motion to amend and release Assembly Bill number 4045, first reprint. Assemblyman Meyer
Yes.
is a yes. Assemblyman Off
No.
is a no vote. Assemblyman Weber has left an abstention. Assemblywoman McCoy.
Chairwoman, I think that there's no denying that this board needs to be updated, and I'm true believe that we need transparency, but I do believe that there is some abuse to OPRA, and so looking at the current amendments, and I think obviously we definitely need to look at some other significant shifts as well, but I am going to move this bill forward. So yes.
Assemblywoman McCoy, yes vote. Assemblywoman Tucker.
I'm going to go to the recent bills as committee, but I consider my rights.
Is a yes vote. Assemblywoman Black.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, for conducting the meeting in which you did in reference to hearing from individuals who have spoken in many different facets, and for all of us and for those in the room. For me, it's not just about the hearing today, it's about listening to what happened in the Senate the day before and what happened in previous hearings, to continue to educate ourselves. And I shared with somebody that, when I reflect upon pieces of legislation of this sort of magnitude, I look at it from the aspect of, a resident, a constituent in my district, and how will this affect them? Because they're the ones who don't necessarily always have the voice. Businesses typically have a larger voice, and we typically are in tune to the businesses. I was at a town hall meeting, as a panelist on a town hall meeting, and a good friend of mine, who I haven't seen for a long time, who has a special needs child, came up to me and she says, and I was really surprised. She says, Pam, I'm really so worried. What are you worried about? And so, because she's had problems with group homes. If this piece of legislation goes through, how am I, the mother of a special needs child, going to find out where the next place that they want to place my child, whether or not that next place has had violations, whether or not that next place, is a good place to be able to place my precious child? And I related it to that story. And from what I've heard today, and from what I've heard previously, my grave concern is this, is that she might have to have multiple attempts at actually inquiring, for her child, in which case that would be curtailed. She herself can't afford to be able to hire a lawyer at $500 an hour. So her choices are going to be curtailed. We all want those who have, who don't have a voice, who have special needs, who are the most critical, in our community, to be able to live a positive life. And I'm very, very concerned that with limiting, rolling back some of what we've rolled it back too far. As someone Weber was going to ask the question that I was going to ask, I might have phrased it a little bit differently. I would have phrased it as such, where would you have found a little bit more compromise? I know that discussions have happened. Discussions have happened. If you have not had a voice at the table, then I don't know why, but I know that a lot of conversations have happened. Where would you find compromise from where we are today with the bill? And where would you want, to put your one or two top priorities to make changes to effectuate a lot of the people that I just spoke about? So at this point in time, I'm going to just vote to release, but I have grave concerns. Farrell. Excuse me.
Assemblywoman Blackman is a yes vote. Assemblyman Atkins.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I am voting yes to release. I do know that there was several conversations and there's been several amendments to this particular item, and as we move forward, I'm sure that there's going to be continued conversation. But as co-sponsor, it's a yes.
Is a yes vote. Assemblyman Rodriguez
My vote is yes.
is a yes. Chairwoman Reynolds Jackman
My vote is yes.
is a yes vote. Chair Swain.
Firstly, I want to thank everyone who came out to testify today, whether you were in favor or opposed. I think that for the most part, we had a really robust discussion today. And I'm really happy to hear all of the engagement, and it gave me a lot of things to think about. I'm a former mayor, so I've been dealing with OPRA issues for many, many years, and I've seen, unfortunately, the negative side where my town has had to hire extra people, and I know this to be the case for many towns where they've had to hire extra people, and of course, we all as taxpayers have to pay for all of that. On the other hand, the advocates who were opposed to this brought out some, really relevant information. So with all that in mind, I'm going to vote to release because I want to continue to think about this and review those amendments again, and we'll see where it goes from here.